Hello and welcome to the Edge of Midnight channel. I'm Jason, your host, for now and the foreseeable future. Now, some sad news came through today, and you will have heard it on the Twitch screen. While we encounter it, basically my mum's getting to the end of her life. She's
heavily armed, hostile supply convoy nearby.
She's suffered from early onset dementia, and it's getting to the point where she's just a husk. We looked after her well. Actually, I'll just deal with this. Ooh. 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 Maybe not.
Fuck you! What's the point of this? Or what?
Okay, so they were hard. Okay.
Ready for round two? Burn this whole city down.
So
Hostile broadcast picked up.
Here's some new music from the community.
it's a very harsh disease to see someone taken away from you. I don't think it's going to hit me as hard as
Incoming backup request.
I don't think it's going to hit me as hard as Paola's death did, simply because we already said goodbye to my mum. She wasn't really there anymore.
Kelsey, pick.
And that might seem heartless, but my mum was an amazing woman. She allowed me to be myself, and after my father died, she looked after us and did everything. And she was intelligent, she was in social services, she taught me right from wrong. The dementia took everything away from her. When you saw a person who loved her
Hostile
own house,
broadcast detected.
who loved her own house,
Hostile supply convoy detected.
yeah, they're going to keep interrupting me, I don't care. But basically, by the end, before we put her in a home, because we looked after her for 4 years at home, this prideful woman who cared so much about how she looked and how the house was and all that, she would sit in the backyard and eat dirt. She would smear crap, shit, all over herself. She would try to eat the bathroom tiles, as in she'd rip ceramic bathroom tiles off the wall, not just to play with them, but to actually chew them in her mouth and try to swallow them. That was the point when
Hostile supply convoy nearby.
when she destroyed an 8-foot by 6-foot mirror wardrobe. She literally ripped it off its tracks, and that thing was heavy, and smashed it across the room. That we knew that we couldn't look after her safely. That it wasn't the damage she was doing to us. It wasn't the punches and the throwing things at us and the violent outbursts. We could handle them. It was when she started doing things that put herself at risk, So she had to first be sectioned, and then she went into a home, a very good home called Lawton Rise, and they are amazing. It's the first home we looked at that felt like a home, not like an institution. So she's been steadily getting worse, and now she's pretty much zombified, and she sort of opens her eyes for a few seconds if you go visit her, but there's no
Hostile
recognition.
supply convoy detected.
And that's what Trevor just was informing me today about. Families are not always good. See, when my sister and me aren't close, so when my mum dies, my primary family is gone. It's why I always tell people, if your family's good, make sure they know that you care. If you've lost touch with them but you can work things out, make the effort, because once they're gone, you lose that chance. I can't talk to my mum anymore. I can't ever tell her how much I love her. Thankfully, I always told her. I was given an award once. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't important to me a long time ago. But I stood up. My mum said it was the proudest day of her life, because when I stood up, I said, all that I am, I owe to my mother. And I gave her a round of applause, even though I was on the stage. Family can be special, but family can be bad as well. I'm going to tell you something now about Paola's family. They were not nice. She warned me about her family before I even met them, and I didn't believe her. I couldn't believe her. The things she was saying about her family, I just didn't believe could be true about families. After all, I had grown up with a family where, even though my father died, my mother loved us and cared for us and did everything and sacrificed. Her father was Italian, her mother English. And the first time I met them, they came up to visit. They didn't like the fact that she left home and went to college to get away from them. Until the age of 18, she was never allowed to leave the house on her own. 18. She was not allowed to leave the house on her own. No wonder she spent her young life fantasizing about Star Wars and becoming a collector of all those kind of things and staying in her bedroom away from me. When I first met her father, he came into my house and he called Paola in front of me an English peasant. Yep, that's right. He called my love an English peasant. I kicked him out of the house. They don't do Christmas like that. They do Christmas for scoring points. You're not allowed to open presents unless the rest of the family's around. Everything is a one-upmanship. Whenever they came up to visit us, they brought 2 lots of gifts. The first gifts they gave to her sister. Paola had a sister who, because her sister didn't go away from them, got the nice stuff. Very petty. We always got the seconds. Now when Paola got ill, first of all, because Paola accepted that she had cancer, they thought that she was insane. They tried to get the doctors to section her. This is why me and Paola got married. We were going to get married anyway, but we were forced to get married while she was in hospital because Paola said to me, Jason, if I die, I want you to look after my body. I want you know my wishes. I don't want them to have my body. That's a horrible thing that you should have to sort out. But we did. And the place her father worked, had a fundraising. Now, her father knew that we needed money. He bought something that he knew we wouldn't use, and he lost the receipt, so we couldn't refund it ourselves. This is the kind of petty thing. And when Paola had been in hospital for almost a year, she went into a cancer trial, and 6 people went into this cancer trial, and as far as I understand, 5 of them died. It was touch and go. It was the only chance we had. While I was moving the stuff back from her room in the hospital to the car to be driven back, they ambushed her on the bed and said, you need to come back home with us now, and you need to get a job because it doesn't look good for the family. Yeah, that's what they said to her. She just almost died, and that's all that mattered to them. Well, Paola didn't tell me this until we got home, or I would have kicked off at them. She knew me. So we disowned them at that point in time. Now, when Paola got really ill, in the last 2 years of her life, we many times, 20 times, 25 times I think, we asked them to come back. They were Paola's family. We knew Paola was ill. We didn't sugarcoat it. We told her she's dying. Her kidneys have failed. It's getting bad. You need to if you want to have any contact with your daughter, you need to do it now. Forget what happened in the past. It doesn't matter. I was willing to think. I offered the olive branch many, many times. And they didn't. When Paola was in hospital, in the heart unit, she only had me visiting her. And it would have meant the world to her to have a phone call, a message from her family. Her mother, her father, her sister, none of them made any effort while she was alive. Not only that, when I arranged the funeral and did the funeral, I let them know to let anybody know who wanted to come to the funeral to come. I found out 2 months after the funeral that her father didn't let his brother know. So Paola's uncle missed the funeral because nobody told him. That's how petty it was. I don't hate them. I pity them because they lost out in knowing an amazing girl, and they can't make the excuse that they didn't know because multiple peoples in their family and the extended family were given details every couple of weeks of how things were going, how bad it was, that if they wanted any content they had to do it right now because things were going bad, and this information was all passed to them. And at the funeral, they didn't even come back to the house to see all the artwork and everything that Paola did. It really did. I will never understand them. They lost out on the most amazing girl. Paola did so much and they never got to know. So I know, yes, family can be bad, as well as good. And it's crazy. The only bad thing about it is that Paola never got to see her family again. And when she was lying in bed all those days, just a phone call, just a single message from her family would have meant the world to her. Now her auntie, her extended family, her auntie, that they kept in touch. And we kept saying to them, pass this information on. It says, yeah, we're passing the information on to them. They know how bad it is. So, when my mum dies, that's my main family gone. I've got my sister, but my sister is her own person and she's quite far away. Let's take this and go home. After that depressing thing.
Reinforcements en route.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, that's hurting a lot. Right.
Anyone else still alive?
They're not far. I'm gonna wait for them.
I'm at it now.
I'm gonna wait for them. Super ninjas. You can do it. We can do it because we're awesome. Ooh, you cheeky person. You are so cheeky.
We're a man down. Got it safe.
Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky.
Take them out fast. You die today. Not a scratch on it. Armor won't take much more.
Bernie, Bernie.
Damn it. This is getting ugly.
Where have you gone? Where have you gone, sneakies? They're so sneaky.
Now, burn.
Oh, that's justice for you.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
Typical.
Smashing it.
Right.
No! No!
Ooh, you're still alive.
I'll smash it.
Fence down!
Come on, we're gonna play with you. Come on, we won.
In need of backup. Incoming hostiles detected.
Leave it to me.
Take out that big gun!
Damn it.
We
Detected.
need to protect this!
Come on.
They won't destroy this too.
Come on.
We're not your enemies.
Come on.
Watch for the minigun. You can't fall to him. Gonna need to keep my head down.
Right. Yay. Yay, yay. Ooh, ooh.
Supply room access unlocked.
Looty! We deserve the looty, we deserve it. Because we worked hard. Is there any more? Is there any more around here? Sneaky, sneaky? Yes, there is. Mine. So let's see what's in the big one. What's in the big one? Ooh, what the hell's that? It might actually do something good. Ooh. Crystal treasure. Ooh. Loot, loot, loot. Happy loot. Good loot. Loot that made me happy. Let's get this. Now let's go over there and pick up the rest of the stuff. We have to, because looty, looty goodness.
Shit, I hate this city.
Oh, so we have to jump up this way. Can we do it that way? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. We're awesome. We are awesome. We are so awesome. Ooh. Let's go over there. So, if your family's good, appreciate it. Because some people don't get a good family. Some people don't get a family that cares. And that's a pity. Come on. What are you doing standing there? Come on. Come on.
Things were even worse before you came along.
Come on. Stand still. Ooh, look.
I hope there's a hot meal waiting for me when this...
You're the control officer, aren't you? Come on, we need the control bloody officers to recognise that I'm here. Hello.
No use. They're gone.
Anyway, I think I'll leave it there. Thank you for listening.
That was a hell of a boost you gave us. Thanks, Agent. It would have gone different without you.
Yes, I'd like to give you some stuff. I'd like to be your friend and give you all my excess
Make sure we hold
food,
this place.
water, and parts. But now I can. Now they're being nice. Come on, we can do this. Can't give you more because we don't have that many more. We'll do pretty close. Booyaka!
We're all full up.
This war.
Okay. I shall press the button now and say, this is the Edge of Midnight channel, Jason, signing off. Bye bye. Bye bye.